right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You are tuned into 1100 WSGI. This is Lee Marie with The Go Show and Pat Samler, the gorgeous Pat Samler. And it is Wednesday, June 8th already. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. Time is flying by. But we are so happy that you have joined us this morning. We got lots of great stuff to talk about. As you know, The Go Show is your source for information and inspiration. So we have a few calendar items. We always will have prayer. And we're going to be joined at 8:30 by Melanie Strickland, who is doing the intermittent fasting over at Grace Baptist. So she's going to be talking to us about that. And oddly enough, I've been seeing a lot more stuff online about it lately. Have you too?
Yes, I have. It's kind of ironic because I think it was just a couple weeks ago that I was like, I saw 2 or 3 different, wellness doctors talking about how important it is, intermittent fasting. And I'm like, intermittent, what's that? So I'm excited to hear what she has to say.
I know. So am I. That was excellent timing. But God had it all planned out.
Yep.
Just like this show. Make the show where you want it to go. So we will start with maybe a couple calendar items and then whatever you want to talk about, Miss Pat. Okay. Because, since it is your birthday week.
Oh, dear. Are you going to tell everybody that?
I am. So make sure you wish Miss Pat.
Do not even ask how old.
I think that you're turning 50, right? This is the big 50 for you. Even though you don't look a day over 35.
I wish. You
really don't. No, it's true. It's true. All right. So, so there is some stuff coming up this week, actually. Tomorrow is a ribbon cutting / celebration of a renovation at the UPS store on Memorial Boulevard. It's right next to our favorite Health Kick store there. So, and she knows about it too.
Miss Crystal.
So, yes, Miss Crystal. Hello, Miss Crystal. So that's going to be at 11:30 tomorrow, and that is in the H.G. Hill parking lot where you can buy your Jingle Clean. One of my favorite things that I use every day. So, so make sure you go out there at 11:30. They're going to have free hot dogs and cookies and stuff. Oh, nice. And you all get to see. I stopped by yesterday and I got to see the new stuff that is in the UPS store, because it got all new, they got a big screen up and just a lot of things. So it's real exciting to, cool. To go see that. So anyway, that's Thursday. Friday and Saturday is the barbecue throwdown at the fairgrounds.
Oh. Yeah.
So it's going to be a contest. So I think you can taste the different contestants' food, but I don't think you can buy it because, it's not legal to buy it yet. But they will have a barbecue truck there, I heard, that you can buy barbecue food. Okay. But that's good because
once you get a taste, you're going to want it.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be really sad to show up at a barbecue thing and have no barbecue to eat. So that is at the Robertson County Fairgrounds right there, also on Memorial. Everything happens on Memorial. That's just like our big street there. And then, of course, Monday, Miss Pat and I will be at the Tennessee Firearms Association summer party. So that is going to be at the American Legion in Greenbrier, which is 2730 U.S. Highway 41 in Greenbrier, again, Memorial Boulevard.
And how important is it to be at that meeting?
Tell me.
I mean, come on, guys.
Yes.
What they're trying to do. They're trying to take our God-given right to bear arms, and
we cannot stand for that.
Very important to be at the TFA meetings, wherever your location is. You need to get out and support.
That's right.
The Second Amendment. Now,
the TFA is a state organization, but they have chapters in most counties in the state, and Robertson County obviously is the best one. I just know it is. But anyway, so you don't have to live in Robertson County to come. You can still come for wherever. But it's always the second Monday of the month, and we start at 6 p.m. with potluck. This theme for this one is summer, so we're telling people, wear your Hawaiian shirt. So we'll see how many people will do that. I have extra if you need to borrow.
I might need to do that.
From when I used to do my dance shows and stuff, sometimes we would have a number where we'd all wear Hawaiian shirts. So I probably have about 14 or 15.
Oh my! Yeah, my goodness.
I'm serious. I brought all the dance costumes just for when God, opens up that door. But right now it's radio time and dog time, for me. There you go. But anyway, so that is this Monday, 6 p.m. potluck and fellowship. And then 6:30 is when our program starts. And we're having a couple guys from the IDPA come out, which is the International Defensive Pistol Association, and they have those fun contests that they're so good because they teach safety and all that, but in a fun setting, because a lot of us, like I used to be afraid of guns, because I would just think oh, that's gonna, but you got to learn about it, and you got to teach your kids, and these meetings are open to all ages. I mean, you see, your grandkids come, and there's plenty of youngins that come, so it's real important for people to learn, the from us, not just from the other side,
the way for gun safety, the way I mean, we've learned everything from how to clean your gun to gun safety conversations, and I mean, it's just amazing what you learn at these meetings. So.
Right. And you feel
more confident,
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. And you need to feel confident, because...
Well, if you're going to carry one, you need to feel confident with it.
Exactly. And you need to know what to do. You need to always assume the gun is loaded. You always need to point it in a safe direction. I mean, there's so much that gets just, instilled in us after going to these meetings. So I highly recommend you come out. It's a friendly group. It really is. And again, it's at the American Legion in Greenbrier. So easy to find. No excuse not to find us. So those are a few calendar items. But we want to also talk about some other stuff inspiring. Did you have any inspiring things to start with?
I mean, there's just so many roads you could go down with what's going on in our day. But I just think that we've talked about this so many times, but just to remember who's in control. I mean, that God's still on the throne, regardless of what others may want you to think. He's still large and in charge.
Right.
So, I just think that's so important to keep in mind because, there's a stir now toward, be afraid because of monkeypox and all this other stuff. And, even, to kind of up the mask wearing and all that stuff, which, if you research it, from what I can see through research, that it's not even airborne. It's through touch or, intimate kind of relations or whatever that you get monkeypox. So the mask is ridiculous, it won't do anything. So, except compromise your oxygen levels. So, just things that we have to remember God is in charge, and you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be in fear. I just think that's so important right now. There's just a lot of things going on. There's the economic thing, the food chain supply. I mean, there's just gas prices. Obviously, we all been hit with that.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's just so much all at one time.
Right.
That can be overwhelming.
You're right. And that's going to cause a lot of people to get stressed. But, we need to just look to the Lord. And we need to know that everything we see is not exactly,
what it seems.
So you need to be the light out there. We definitely need to, because especially if there are people that aren't Christians, I don't know how they're dealing with stuff right now.
I know, right?
Goodness. Because the joy of the Lord is our strength.
Yes, it is.
And you need to just really focus on Him and don't focus on worldly things.
Right.
Set your sights up.
The only reason we even need to know about the things, worldly things, as you say, is that so we know how to pray,
Yes.
because there's power in prayer.
Amen.
There's power in prayer, and especially in numbers, I mean, the
coming
whole
into
church
agreement
nationwide and worldwide was, on their knees seeking the Lord. Some stuff would go down real fast.
That's right.
So, so remember that, like, don't forsake the gathering together of the brethren. Don't forsake prayer. It's just a time to, seek the Lord with everything we have.
And that reminded me that I needed to do my devotional. We just jumped in, but that's okay. All right. So today's devotional, promise from the Lord. He wants you to be all His, filled with the light of His presence. He gave everything for you by living as a man, then dying for your sins and living again. Hold back nothing from Him. Bring your most secret thoughts into the light of His love. Anything you bring to Him, He transforms and cleanses from darkness. He knows everything about you, far more than you know of yourself. But He restrains His yearning to fix you. waiting instead for you to come to him for help. Imagine the divine restraint this requires. For he has all power in heaven and on earth. Seek his face with a teachable spirit. Come into his presence with thanksgiving, desiring to be transformed. And these are from Matthew 28:18 and Psalm 100, verse 4.
Yeah.
So something that you said reminded me of something that was in here, because that is what we need to do.
Oh my gosh, seek the Lord. I mean, yeah.
And in
He's the
everything,
answer, in
you know,
everything.
I mean, sure, we need to, have our plans, because, they say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So it's good to have plans, a game plan.
Right.
But because he is all powerful,
The Lord, yeah.
we need to go to him.
Our ways,
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
We need to look to him first, because he is waiting.
Yeah.
But we have to go to him and ask for the help.
Right.
And a couple things happened to me. One was yesterday.
Oh.
I took my car in, and I need $322 worth of work on it.
Oh no.
But the good news is I received a check unexpectedly for $350 yesterday.
What?
Can you believe that?
Yes.
I'm like, praise the Lord.
See, he's just so ready to take care of us, provide
Exactly.
for us.
And that was right after one thing had happened when I went to get an oil change on the other car. I was buying some of the Hint waters, which they should be a sponsor because I drink them so much. And I love them. Anyways, I was somewhere and they were blowing them out, $6 a 6-pack, which is a great price. So I bought all that they had, which was only like, I don't know, 6 or 8 packs. But anyways, I was getting rung up, and the young man who was helping me, I could tell he was new, and I asked him, he goes, oh yeah, I've just been here about a month. I go, okay. I said, have you ever tried these? And he's, I know. He's like, no. I said, well, what flavor do you like, watermelon or blackberry? Because that was the only 2 that they had. He said, well, I like both of those flavors. So I just ripped them open, and I gave him one of each. He's like, oh no, ma'am, I can't do that. I said, oh, no, really, I want to, please. He's like, oh, you're awesome. And I walked out feeling on cloud 9.
Yeah.
Now I'm not telling people because I'm awesome, because I'm not, God is awesome. But for $2, I got to feel so amazing that I brightened his day.
Yeah.
So how many things like that can we think of to do?
Right.
That was nothing.
Right.
It was $2, and it totally brightened his day.
Yeah.
So there's things like that, in our lives that we can do.
Yeah.
And, right after that is when I got the check for $350, and then I went and found out about my car, and they're like $322, and I'm like, I wasn't even
Extra money for lunch.
So, look to him, because he's got he's got divine appointments for one thing, because I told the kid, I'm like, well, God bless you, because you got to attach it to God, because, he is the one. Right. But, look for those opportunities to bless people, and then look for those opportunities to ask the Lord, be like, I don't have $322 to fix this car. When God's like, all right, we write you a check.
Yeah. I do, though.
Yeah, he does. He is all powerful and all knowing. And, one of the remarks that people make that just like drives me batty is when they say, well, all you can do
is pray.
I want to slap him. And sometimes we're guilty of that too,
yeah.
And we talk like that. We're like, oh, this is happening. This is
I've
happening.
Said it before, and it's like, oh man, what am I thinking?
We all have said that, and we all need to stop saying that, because that's the first thing
we should do.
That's right. So when when
most
someone
powerful thing you can do.
Exactly. I mean, either we believe he's all powerful or we don't.
And that he's a loving Father that hears our prayers, right?
Yeah.
And that he's never going to leave us or forsake us.
Amen.
I mean, come
Amen. Exactly. Yeah. So, next time, someone's having some problems or whatever, say, you know what, let's pray about that right now.
Right.
Or pray for them right now,
Yeah.
And when you're driving along the street and you see people coming at you the other direction on the walking or driving, pray for them right now. Mm-hmm. Just pray.
Yeah.
Pray as much as you can, because we need that right now.
Seriously.
Especially now.
Yeah.
But I mean, we should be praying without ceasing all the time, right?
Right. Because what is that? That's just communication with the Lord, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, when you say praying without ceasing, some people think it's like on my knees, a labor of, like a laborious work or whatever. But it's not. It's like I mean, it's like talking to your best friend. Mm-hmm. It's talking, to the one you love, the one that your soul loves. Right. It's like, why wouldn't? It's a privilege, an honor. It's wonderful and exciting. And it's like, when you first met your spouse or whatever, or if you're, don't have a spouse, when you meet the one, it's like you can't get enough of them. You can't, you just want to talk. Constantly be in communication, right? And that's the way it should be with the Lord.
And he's waiting for us.
He is.
Just
what that devotion says.
He's
waiting for you.
We are his daily delight. He's like, are you gonna, when are you gonna call on me? And like even little things like when you're leaving the house, and you turn back into the house and go, hey, Lord, is there anything here I'm forgetting? Oftentimes we'll be like, yeah, you forgot that book right there. Right. So little things like that. Just be in constant contact as much as you can, and they'll blow you away.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He's waiting for you. All right, so that's our little inspiring part. So we are going to take a station break right now because it is already 8:22.
Oh my goodness!
I know, I can't believe it. So let's find one of our sponsors here. All right. Spring is in the air. Flowers are blooming, which also means pollen and allergies. But good news, the Health Kick Store is here to help you with your allergies and many other health concerns naturally. The Health Kick Store has been serving our community since 1993 and is our area's largest vitamin and herb provider. They are located at 511 Memorial Boulevard, Springfield, Tennessee, right next door to UPS. And guess what, seniors? You get 15% off every first Tuesday of the month. For more information, call 615-384-7482 or visit thehealthkick.com.
Hello, neighbors.
Okay, that was the Health Kick Store, and just a reminder, they are right there next to UPS in the HG Hill parking lot. And you can visit them tomorrow when you go to 11:30 for the ribbon cutting at UPS, because she is right next door. She knows about it. She's going to have some special stuff out. And they also, which is kind of fun, they also have a clothing section there. I didn't, for used,
consignment.
Gently used. Like she only takes in, very, very gently stuff that looks,
Is it like a consignment?
Well, it's not a consignment. Like you can trade kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
You can take stuff and get credit to use against other clothing.
Gotcha.
So there's some really good stuff there. Yeah. So she's kind of widening everything, in that. I mean, it's a huge store.
Yeah.
So she's really branching out, I guess I should say, on a lot of different things. So, check out Crystal over at the Health Kick and make sure you tell her that you heard about her from Pat and Lee Marie on the Go Show. So that she knows who sent her. But they're doing great. So we only have about 6 more minutes until Melanie joins us. So do you have anything else, Miss Pat, that you'd like to share on your birthday month, birthday week, birthday month too? Happy birthday to Miss Pat. I know that you are also a realtor, apparently specializing in Greenbrier. That's what the Lord has you selling and buying in Greenbrier, which is, isn't that just like God? Like He'll do stuff like that. Where it's only him. You're like, okay, Greenbrier.
It seems like that's where everything pops up for me, which is awesome.
So you having fun doing the realtor stuff?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy it. I love, just working with people. And yes, I mean, it's so much fun, especially like first time home buyers. They're so excited, and, and it can be a, kind of treacherous journey if you don't know what you're doing, to buy your first home. It can be a lot of ups and downs. You're excited, you're whoo-hoo on top of the world. And then the next thing, something goes amiss and like, oh no, am I going to lose my home? It's just like so many emotions. So it's really awesome to be there to, minister to them.
And I know
show
that
them the,
I was going to say, I know that you do like a lot of, because I know like you build those cool farm tables and you do all the kind of, what is it, like house flipping type of things, renovations. Woodworking. So when you look at a place and you're showing it to someone and they're like, well, I like it, but this, do you usually like, well, you could do this or that? Like,
like renovation.
Do you tell them advice like that, or do you just like?
I mean, it depends. Yeah, it depends. Because some people, it wouldn't. It would be not maybe economical for them to do that kind of stuff. It kind of depends on the situation. And,
okay. Because I just feel like, you would, because you're so good at that. You're so good at looking at a house and seeing all the,
what it should be or what it could be.
What it could be. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, what it could be. Because I know you've helped us with ours. And matter of fact, remind me, I have one of your little bits.
My bits?
Yeah, one of your bits. You left one of your bits.
Uh-oh. Oh, my little drill bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
Well, it could be a lot of fun. It could be a lot of fun to renovate your home and everything if you have the extra money and you just, it can be really creative. Mm-hmm. It can look totally different than what it does now, and
a lot of times it doesn't take as long as you think it will take.
Right, or it may not take as much as you think to totally change the look to what you want. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know that. Like, I had bought that porch swing at a yard sale, and you're
without a porch. Nowhere to hang it from.
Yeah, nowhere to hang it. It was and Pat was like, "I'm going to put some legs on that and paint it," and it's fabulous. I get compliments on it all the time.
Oh, so you got a bench out front to put your groceries on before you're unlocking your door and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. So there's little things like that, that don't really take that much time or effort, but
right. Yeah, just fun stuff.
All right, so what else?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
Okay.
There is. Okay.
So I just want to say that last weekend was super fun because it was the first Friday night market.
Oh, I know, and I missed it because I had something
It was
come up.
packed. It was packed, and our booth was just rocking. Yeah, super fun time there. Met a lot of people. Matter of fact, some of them came the very next day to the GOP Patriot Potluck. So that was
That's
super
awesome.
fun. Yeah, that was great. And that meeting was so positive and uplifting. Everybody that was leaving, they were saying I just feel wonderful.
Oh,
yeah. So it was a great
See,
weekend.
that's what we need to be. We need to be, just inspiring everybody in this time.
Yeah. So get out and be with other like-minded people because that's what really.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
And then Saturday night, I haven't told you this yet. I don't think. I'm not going to
More
go into.
surprises?
I'm not going to go into too many details because I know Melanie's going to be coming in any second. But I'll tell you later when we go to lunch. I got to ride for the first time in a helicopter.
Oh my goodness!
Not only that, two
helicopters.
Yes, one that had like doors on it and it had a back seat. So I was in there with my friend, and that just kind of seemed like a plane, because it was real quiet.
Right.
But then I got to also go into a little one-seater that didn't have doors, and they just had to wear the headset and the earphones because it's so loud, and you're almost like falling out.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway,
I got to do that up in Pigeon Forge. I got to ride
really?
in a helicopter. I still have little video clips and pictures.
I want to go back to Pigeon Forge. That is so much fun.
I know. Like you just don't run out of things to do there,
Have you been to the Biblical Times Theater over there?
I haven't, but I've looked at it and thought, I want to go there one time.
We were blown away. I think they were doing the musical Ruth.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe the talent.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, first off, the dinner was fabulous. But then the music and the acting and the costuming, everything.
See, I love dinner theater type things, and it's not that easy to find anymore.
Oh, there is one coming up in Springfield. Thank you for reminding me.
Come on.
Yes, it's a musical. Secret Garden, the musical. And the Robertson County Players are going to do it in mid-June. So
that's coming up like next week?
Yes, like 17, 18, 19, maybe even the 16th. But I know the only day, it's 7 p.m. every night except for Sunday, June 19th, which I know is Father's Day. That's probably not every dad's favorite thing to do. Go to a musical. but we're going. And so it's going to be 2 p.m.
Stephen will get a choice.
2 p.m. at the middle school where they have, the good productions there. And so, it's not middle school kids. A lot of times people go, it's the middle school kids. No, it's the Robertson County Players. They're adults. So they're doing the Secret Garden musical. And that is going to be 2 p.m. on the 19th. Sunday, June.
Fun.
And so it's also, like I said, going to be Friday and Saturday, the 17th, 18th at 7 p.m. Their productions are fabulous. You really should go.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
But no dinner.
No dinner.
You got to bring your own or what?
No dinner. Also, just a reminder, this Monday, because it's the second Monday of the month, is also bingo at the Stokes Brown Library.
Okay.
So the Robertson County Library has free bingo for adults, 1 p.m. on the second Monday of every month. So that will be June 13th. And, they have prizes and gift cards. It's a great time of fellowship. And the cool thing is usually the bingo caller is somebody that you get to hear about their organization, and so you learn stuff in a fun setting. So instead of just, sitting there being bored and hearing someone yap at you, you actually get to win prizes. And then, of course, June 16th, Robertson County wake up breakfast for the city, the state of the city, state of the county. And then the night of the 16th is Cedar Hill Farmers Market. So that's the third Thursday of every month. Cedar Hill does their farmers market outside, and that's great. I love that. And there is also a food giveaway. I'll have to look that up while you talk, Miss Pat. So what else? There you go.
Oh, I get to talk.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that's been on my heart lately, and I've talked to a few of my friends and family about it, but, is just the coming economic situation that we all want to be kind of covering our bases because we we talked about food shortage. It wouldn't hurt to get some extra, non-perishables when you go to the store, and water. It's good to get extra. So it's the same with what's coming economically. I mean, we're getting all kinds of warnings about what's coming up, about the fiat dollar losing its value, crashing, whatever, and what could happen within even this year yet. So I just want to, I just like to encourage people, and this is what I'm doing with my family. So this is my humble opinion, right? I'm not a financial advisor, but I can see the writing on the wall. And it's like, it would be wise to diversify your monetary value. In other words, don't just have, all your money in a cash sitting in the savings account, or even just in 401k, because things can happen. And I just don't want anybody devastated after years of work to lose everything, and there's just so much you should be kind of looking into right now.
Like precious metals.
Oh, precious metals are huge. I mean, that's God's money, and you can't mess with that. It's always going to have value. And so if you diversify, take some of the money you've got sitting in your savings account and buy gold, silver, things like that. And I mean, I'm not a financial advisor again, but I don't think it hurts to get in a little crypto, but I wouldn't
do it all. Yeah.
Put all because that can be like this, and with what's coming, you never know. It could be great. It could be nasty bad, So, but gold and silver is like God's money. You can't, it's always going to have a value to it. So I just really encourage people to go that route.
That's a great little tidbit.
And there's a lot of companies, and there's some you want to stay away from, and there's some that are really good.
Yeah, so make sure you find someone you trust.
Yes, yes. And I can help with that if they want to email me at patsamler@gmail.com. All
right, awesome. Or if you have any other, questions, or if you just want to wish her a happy birthday. All right, thank you, Ms. Pat. patsamler@gmail.com. All right, I found the free food giveaway that the Second Harvest Food Bank is doing, and that is going to be on June 16th from 9 a.m. till noon at the Oakland Baptist Church on Highway 76 East in Springfield. So there's no cost for this drive-through event to receive food at the Oakland Baptist Church. All right. And then there was one other thing I did want to tell people about, and that is the White House Library is doing this this coming Monday from 2 to 6:30. If you need help with your computer, your phone, your tablet, or device, they have a thing where you can make an appointment for one-on-one help. And so the appointments are 30-minute slots, and you can call the White House Library and make an appointment. So, sometimes you don't always have that person who's younger than you that's home. It's always somebody younger that can figure out this stuff, know?
Because, tech savvy and all that.
Yeah. So here's the library's phone number if you want to make an appointment, 615-672-0239. So again, that is 615-672-0239. And that is for one-on-one help with your computer, phone, or a tablet. So do we have Melanie Yes, we do. All right, come on in, Miss Melanie Strickland. We have a first-time guest on our show. We're so excited to have you. Melanie, this is Pat Samler. This is Melanie
Nice to
Strickland. So we were talking about your intermittent fasting series. Matter of fact, we were talked about a little bit on our show last week because we both wanted to try to come. We didn't make it.
Okay. Well, it's not too late.
Oh.
Last week was just an introductory class.
Okay.
And so anybody is welcome to come tonight, 6 o'clock, Grace Baptist Church, room 108.
All right. So 108, 6 p.m. at Grace Baptist.
Right. It's free class. Grace Baptist furnishes the book.
Oh, wow.
You just show up. It's a 45-minute class. We're going to run through the summer.
Oh, wow.
Right.
That is awesome. Very cool.
And actually, you're welcome to come anytime during the course of the class. You'd be playing catch up a little bit, but you know, it's something you can plug into at any time.
Oh,
But
that's good to know. I will definitely try to come
That's tonight.
not tonight. I'm busy tonight, but next week. So how did you get involved in this?
Well, I honestly believe that God led me to it. It was August of 2018. I was well over 50 pounds overweight. I had tried everything, every possible diet, from the cabbage soup diet to the, low carbs, low fat, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, everything. And everything worked for a little while, and then it stops working, and you quit, and you gain back more than you ever lost. So, I was pretty disgusted with myself, and I was scrolling on Facebook one day, and I think it was a God thing, I saw a comment by a friend that I hadn't seen in 35 years, and it wasn't a post, it was a comment on another post. I don't know how God made me see it, but he did.
Amen.
And she said, I have started intermittent fasting, and I read this book by Jen Stevens called Delay Don't Deny, and I have it here. And she said it works great. It's working great for me. So I thought, intermittent fasting. I had never heard of that at that point. Now you hear about it a lot.
Right.
But at that point, I didn't know what it was. So I started researching. I ordered that book on Kindle that day and read it immediately and started Monday morning.
Wow.
So I lost about 45 pounds over the course of several months. But immediately after I started doing it, I thought, this is what we're meant to be. This is the way God created our bodies to be. And basically what it is, it's not a diet. It's more about when you eat instead of what you eat. Now, it's good not to eat a lot of processed foods. It's good to eat whole foods that God created, but it's more about when you eat them. So intermittent fasting is just going a period of time without eating. We all fast. We fast from the last thing we have to eat the day before until we get up the next day and the first thing we have to eat. So we're all fasting, 8-10 hours at least. Intermittent fasting is just extending that time a little bit. What we do in the class, and this is the book that we're actually using in the class. It's also by Jen Stevens. It's called Fast, Feast, Repeat.
Wow.
And what she recommends is to take a little personality type test in the book. It's about 10 questions that ask basically what type of person you are.
Oh, I love those actually.
Are you an easy does it kind of person that likes to research stuff and try a little bit, or are you a mid-level person that likes to start doing it but cautiously, or are you a rip the Band-Aid off person? Now, I'm a rip the Band-Aid off person, and this will be my 5th time teaching this class at Grace Baptist Church. The first time I taught it, I was like, all right, guys, we're going to rip the Band-Aid off. Tomorrow morning, you're not eating breakfast. You're doing that. Well, that first class, the class lost 323 pounds and 144 inches in 8 weeks.
Wow.
That was 25 people.
Oh, that's awesome.
So evidently there was a lot of rip the Band-Aid off type people in that class also. But since then, and after Jen came out with Fast Feast Repeat, I've learned that not everyone is that type person, and you have to allow for people to start slowly if that's the way they're going to be successful. So that's what we're teaching. Last week, the assignment was just to read chapter 10 in this book, which is about the test and deciding which method you're going to do. And it's got a sample way to do it with each method, whichever one you want to do. Nice. But one of the frustrating things for people with intermittent fasting, that people that have been dieting their whole lives, they're used to having, okay, this is what you eat, this is when you eat it, this is exactly what to do. And intermittent fasting isn't like that. Okay. You're in control, you make the decisions, you decide how long you're going to fast in a day. One day doesn't have to be like the next day.
Oh, that's awesome.
If you have, if your usual routine is to skip breakfast and maybe skip lunch and have a snack in the afternoon and then eat a dinner. But say you have a friend coming from out of town that wants you to go to lunch with them. You don't say no. You go to lunch with that friend and you enjoy it. And then the next day you get back to it. So you go on vacation. You live life. Right. I went on a cruise in the middle of all of this, a 14, 15-day cruise.
You can't not eat.
Right. When I got back, I was up 6 pounds, but within 2 days, I was down lower than I was. It was fluid, retention from the flights and all that.
And iced tea, because they refill your drink every time you take a sip out, right?
Right. Now, the one rule that can't be broken or you really will be unsuccessful is when you're fasting, it's got to be a clean fast. You do not have anything except water, black coffee, or unsweet tea. Okay, that's all you can have. The reason is if you have anything with any kind of flavor or sweetener or anything with it, it causes an insulin release in your body. That stops the fast. Now, what we're doing as a culture, we've been told to eat 6 times a day. You can look around and see how well that's working, honestly. But what that's doing, it's keeping our body in a constant fed state. It's releasing insulin. Every time we put something in our mouth, it never gets to the point that it's burning the fuel that we already have stored on our bodies. So being in a constant insulin release is what causes insulin resistance, which is what causes obesity and what causes type 2 diabetes. Now, all you have to do is stop that. Now, there will be a period that, it'll be harder the first few days because your body's used to getting that. Your body's used to that quick fuel, and you're gonna get some stomach growls and you're gonna get some
hangry moments
maybe. But if you ride it out, hunger does not like build until it's uncontrollable. It comes and it goes. It's waves. If you pass that wave, if you get busy, do you ever get involved in something and realize I didn't eat lunch today? I mean, if you're busy, it goes past. If you drink some water or black coffee or unsweet tea, it'll pass. If you can get by 15 minutes, you're fine. So, we've been trained to think that hunger is an emergency. We take snacks with us everywhere we go in case we might get hungry. But
It's true.
But that's not necessary. If you look at the animal kingdom, animals are never overweight. Only the animals that we bring into our house that we feed all the time are the overweight ones. But naturally, they eat.
They know.
maybe once a day, maybe. Excuse me, and they do fine.
That reminds me too of one thing that we brought up last week, and that was because I had a sick dog and I had gone to a holistic vet, and he said that's okay that she doesn't want to eat right now, because she knows when she's, when we're not eating, then your body has time to heal
Energy to
itself.
heal.
And,
Exactly.
other stuff.
Exactly. And that's another thing I want to get into. The body's ability to heal itself is called autophagy. That is something that was discovered back in 2015, or I believe. I might have that date wrong, but a Nobel Prize was awarded for that. But it is the body's ability to heal itself. And you think, like, if we get a cut on our hand, it heals itself, okay? Well, our internal body can do that too, but it can't do that as long as we're feeding it and it's having to spend all that time digesting. It can't do it. When I started fasting, and this sounds crazy, but I promise, things started happening. My high blood pressure went away. I went off blood pressure medicine. Skin tags started falling off. Scars that I'd had for many, many years started healing.
Oh, okay, we're fasting.
Crazy things started happening. I got more mentally acute. I got more energy. When your body is not having to spend all that time worrying about all that food that you're putting into it, it works like God created us to be.
And I'm sure your mind, you felt more positive, yeah?
Absolutely.
Because I know there's a connection directly with our brain and our gut.
Right. But right after I started fasting, I was on staff at Grace Baptist Church at that time, and we had gone on a staff retreat to plan the next year. And they were talking about, we have this Grace University every semester of the year to teach free classes. And they were saying, well, we need some kind of weight loss class. We'll do Weight Watchers. And I went, no. I knew that Weight Watchers is like everything else. It works and then it doesn't work. And it's putting undue restrictions on you. And so that's when I stepped up and said, hadn't told anybody at that point, because people think you're crazy if you're fasting. But I told them what I was doing, and I said, I'll teach it. I'll step out and teach it. So that was January 19 was the first class that I taught after I'd been fasting for less than 5 months. But anyway,
awesome.
we don't offer it every semester, but last time I taught it was last summer.
Okay.
But it's been very successful. There's been people that have changed their entire lives, men and women. There's one man that messaged me after I said I was teaching again and said, I've lost 59 pounds today.
Wow.
It's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is so cool. And we were just talking about how, like, we had talked about it last week, and then all of a sudden, like, this whole week, things have just been popping up on fasting,
Right.
But I know that a lot of pretty much all of the nutritional people that I respect and that I try to get advice from, they all do some type of fasting. And they have been for a while.
People have been fasting for hundreds and hundreds of years, and
Thousands.
thousands of years, absolutely. Of course, Jesus said, when you fast, so assuming that we would fast, all of the religious symbols, the Muslims, Buddhists, they all fast. So
Well, I know Steve Hemphill. I don't know if you've read any of his stuff. He does a lot of work with spiritual warfare. We've had him on several times, and he's come to town. He's in Texas. But anyway, he says that there's certain things when you're praying, they require prayer and fasting.
right, Jesus said that. Yeah.
So,
The disciples said, why can't we heal this person? And he said, those type of demons, it require prayer and fasting.
so we don't tap into that. I mean, I know that I certainly haven't. I mean, there's plenty of things that I keep praying for. I'm like, Lord, why am I getting moving on this? Well, maybe he's waiting for me to add fasting to that.
Right.
You do have to. The thing is, you got to ask the question, why? Like, what is fasting? What does it do? You know what I mean? Because it's like if Jesus said fast and pray, they're linked together for a reason.
We
right?
need to focus on him.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like
not
why
what the toppings are going to be on our pizza.
Why are they linked together? What is the purpose in that? What's the Lord saying and everything? And what does fasting do? And like you were saying, it you get more cute, but I think there's something about fasting that does
Put you on
kind of
another
kill
level.
down the flesh, the carnality of a person,
Exactly.
and your spirit man rises up and is more alert and attuned with the Lord. So when you fast and pray, now you're in this full communication rather than,
Exactly.
Good point.
praying in a fog.
Exactly. And I tell you what, Satan attacks you when you're trying to do this. He'll send everything. You wouldn't believe everything that happened to me just trying to get here this morning. I mean, my garage door wouldn't close. And
Amen. This
my
is
husband's
great.
truck wouldn't start. And we had to, it was,
Well, that is good
Crazy.
news because you know what they say: if you're not running into the devil, you guys might be both running the same way.
that's right. That's right. But something else that occurred to me is overweight people, I believe their ministry is stifled in a lot of cases. I believe they're reluctant to step forward and sing in the choir, be it in front of people, or teach a class, or
Oh, that's a good point.
or do ministry for God. And so if Satan can keep us occupied with
Distracted,
food and,
yeah.
and distracted and overweight, then our ministry suffers, I think.
And that distraction is a big thing too, because I know I did just a 24-hour one a few months ago, and I couldn't believe how much stuff I got done around the house because I wasn't going in the kitchen just grab some nuts or grab
Absolutely. Something else. Every weight loss program that you hear about costs money. You have to buy into this program. You have to buy this kind of food. You have to do whatever. Fasting saves you
Oh,
money.
that's true. That's a good point.
It does. It's
There you
amazing.
go.
It saves you time. It saves you money.
And this is probably why it's not pushed a lot by
Absolutely.
because nobody can make money off of it.
Absolutely. The snack food industry, the breakfast food industry, all those people
All of them.
do not want
The FDA.
people fasting.
Yeah.
Right. And so many of the research is done paid for by these big food companies and get the results that they want, saying breakfast is the most important meal of the day. How many times have you heard that?
All my life.
It's not true. It's not true.
And then they'll say you have to have all of these food groups and you have to have this and that, and it's like,
When you start fasting, your body starts craving certain things. I started eating kale salads. I was craving them. I've never eaten kale in my life, and now I crave them.
I'm just kidding.
I know. I mean, you don't have to eat kale salads, but whatever your body wants.
It's good for you.
And you start finding, we say it's best to eat whole foods. It's processed foods are not good, and I think that's why we have so many diseases today, because people are eating so much processed food.
which by the way has toxins in it.
Absolutely.
People don't understand that.
And I lost my train of thought. We were talking about eating. When you start fasting, you start being real particular about what you want to eat in your eating window. You don't want to eat donuts.
Yeah, you don't want to waste it
or-
on something that's not too nutritional.
Exactly. Or it doesn't taste as good anymore. If you start cutting back on the sugar intake, then something just tastes, it's too sweet.
Too much, yeah.
So we don't tell you to, you can't have this, you can't, if you're craving a donut, go get you a donut. But as you get used to fasting, your
not gonna
body
want it.
is
Less
going to
and less
start,
crave it, yeah.
right.
I need to do a station break real quick. So we have about 7 or 8 minutes left. So you ladies can decide what the last parting thoughts that you want to leave the listeners with. We are going to go to Southside.
Located at 1000 Main Street in the heart of downtown historic Springfield lies the Southside Drug Company, which has delivered hometown-friendly service since 1919. They offer medication therapy management, compression stocking fittings, nebulizers, monthly care packs in which you can get your medications rolled into strips of perforated packs, and free delivery within city limits. And my favorite, a healthy cafe for breakfast and lunch on weekdays. Store hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, visit SouthsideDrugCo.com. Be sure to tell them Lee Marie sent you.
We have
And that was Southside Drug right there on Main Street across near Depot. And if you haven't checked out their Healthy Cafe yet, I highly recommend you do that. It is fabulous. And we are in studio with Pat Samler and also Melanie Strickland. She is doing a fasting program at Grace Baptist at 6 p.m. every Wednesday night through the summer. And what is the address for Grace? Do you know it?
It changed. It used to be 3181 Walling Road. It's still Walling Road, but they changed the number to 2000 something. But
Okay.
it's if you turn right on Walling Road,
From off of Tom
it's
Austin.
the first left. Yes.
Okay. So easy to find, a very friendly church. And Melanie is doing a great job there. So what else do we need to tell them about the fasting?
I want to do two things. One, I want to read a scripture, 1 Timothy 4 and parts of 1 through 5. Now the Spirit expressly says that in latter times some will depart from the faith, giving heed to deceiving spirits and doctrines of demons, speaking lies in hypocrisy, commanding to abstain from foods which God created to be received with thanksgiving by those who believe and know the truth. For every creature of God is good, and nothing is to be refused if it is received with thanksgiving, for it is sanctified by the word and prayer. All foods God created are good. When you hear it's not good to eat fats, it's not good to eat carbs, you know, don't eat red meat, don't eat eggs, exactly. It's all good food. And God has sanctified all of it. The other thing I wanted to do was, I have a handout here and it's got 10 benefits of intermittent fasting, and these are not the only benefits. There's hundreds of benefits, but these are the top 10 that this person did.
Cool.
One is improved weight loss. Number 2 is detoxification.
Love that one.
3 is reduced inflammation. You have
that one.
arthritis, dermatitis, psoriasis.
I do have to say something right there. When I did my 24-hour fast, it was the first time in 4 years I had zero pain in my hands.
It's crazy.
There you go.
How fast
There
did
you
that
go.
happen?
Colitis also, it can do away with it. Improved digestive health. Reduced blood glucose levels. We've had many people that are type 2 diabetics or borderline type 2 diabetics that have gone off of insulin, metformin,
awesome.
all of that, got their blood glucose levels back normal. Enhanced immunity. It helps you fend off, flus, colds, things like that. Reduced blood pressure. I was on 2 blood pressure medicines when I started fasting. Within 5 months, I was off both of them.
So awesome.
Reduced cravings for junk food. Okay, I mentioned that a while ago. You crave the healthy things, the things your body actually needs. Healthier brain. It releases ketones in your bloodstream, so it enhances your memory, protects against Alzheimer's, all kinds of things. And again, this sounds fantastic. It sounds crazy, but it's true. It also increases human growth hormone levels in your body, which... Now, we're not talking about the ones that the Olympic athletes can't take, the artificial ones. This is the one their body naturally produces. So it
When you're younger,
increases
usually, right?
muscle. Right. Yeah. But at any age, if you're fasting, it increases it.
Wow.
It increases muscle mass, boosts the rate that your body burns fat, strengthens your bones, helps your sleep quality, and increases your energy levels.
Wow.
So, and these are just 10.
Wow.
So, question number 5, the reduced blood glucose
Yes.
levels. So, if you're diabetic number 2 or whatever, and you not, because we've always heard that if you fast or you go without eating, your blood sugar can go crazy. What did they do?
If you're on any kind of medication, you need to monitor your blood sugar carefully.
Okay.
Usually, when you start fasting, you need to reduce the levels. So if you're on medication, you need to be working with a doctor.
Right.
Some doctors aren't fasting fans. They don't know a whole lot about it. Talked to a lady at church Sunday that says, I need to come to your class Wednesday. I went to my heart doctor, and he said, have you ever heard of intermittent fasting? And she said, yeah, they do it at my church. And he said, are you doing it? And she said, no. Well, she's type 2 diabetic and has heart problems. And he said, you have to go and start intermittent fasting. It's the best thing for both.
That's
So there are
amazing.
doctors out there
Praise the Lord.
that
acknowledge.
recognize it. Right. Right.
Thank God.
But eventually, you can reduce your medication. Eventually, you can get off of it.
That's wonderful.
So when you have the intermittent fasting, how many days are people usually? I mean, is everybody doing a different thing? Like some people doing 24-hour fast,
When we start off, we recommend, either gradual or rip the Band-Aid. At least 16 hours is the minimum to start getting these health benefits.
Okay.
My sweet spot was actually 20.
And how often do you do that? Like once a week?
Every day. Every day. But again, it's flexible. If you have plans come up, it's not steady hard fast, and there's no wagon to fall off of.
So when you say 20 hours is your sweet spot, so you eat one meal a day, is what you're saying?
I usually have a snack and then a meal and dessert if I want it. But I'll go from like 6 o'clock until 2 o'clock the next day. So I'm skipping breakfast and lunch and having a snack. But, every person is different.
Okay.
And, 16-8 might work for you. 18-6 might work. But where I did the best, I felt the best, I lost the most weight, was 24.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do the books like give different, options for different?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Some people do alternate day fasts. Some people will fast one day and eat normally the next day. Some people will fast like 3 times or 2 times a week or whatever. So there's all kinds of
Options.
tools in your fasting box that you can.
And that's good too,
try.
because, with your family, you want to make sure that like there's quality time that y'all,
Right. And you don't have to have dinner as your main meal of the day. You can have breakfast as your main meal of the day. Eat breakfast and a snack at lunch and then go till the next breakfast if you want. My husband and I love breakfast. We love to cook breakfast. But what we do a lot of times is have breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, my husband likes that. He'll eat even, cereal or eggs and bacon, whatever. He'll eat it at dinner.
Right.
Love
Right.
it. Me, I'm like, I gotta really work on my mindset to do that.
All right. Well, we are over. We're already past 9. I can't
know.
believe how fast that was. So,
Sorry.
how fast? But
No pun intended.
yes, right. No pun intended. But I am so glad that we had you in. And you know what? I'm thinking that we're going to need to have you back. And soon, because this is so important and
It
good
is.
information for the kingdom to have, and just it's just so in line with everything that we like to promote on the
We've
Go
been talking
Show.
about a lot of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of these things.
All right, Miss
thank you.
Birthday Girl, would you do our closing prayer?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Father, we just thank you. Lord, you're just so good to us. Lord, you just bring all this wisdom and these, your will, Lord, you just bring it into our lives through such wonderful avenues. I thank you for our new friend, Melanie. I thank you, Lord God, that you've given her this message to share with your people, Lord, to bring us into a healthier place, Lord, and God, to make our bodies strong, that we can do the work of the ministry for you, Lord, and run the race hard. And God, I just thank you for that. And Lord, I just pray for every listener out there, Lord God, that just needs encouragement from you, Lord God, that needs to know there's hope, that they don't have to stay in a sick mode for the rest of their lives, Lord God. You have the answers. You are the answer, Lord. So I thank you for that, and I ask that you administer to every listener today, Lord God. Minister truth in their inward parts, Lord God. Show them how to be all that they can be, to the glory of God, for your work in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Well, thank you so much, ladies. Wonderful show. And if you're out there listening in the radio world, remember you can also watch the video. Tune on to the WSGI app or on Facebook or YouTube. And just search for Go Show, Melanie Strickland, Pat Samler. We're so glad that you joined us here on 1100 WSGI. We will be back next Wednesday at 8 a.m. There's a lot of fun stuff to do this weekend. Make sure that you are getting your family together and getting out there. We'll see you guys at the ribbon cutting at UPS tomorrow at 11:30. We'll see you all at the TFA meeting 6 p.m. this Monday. And, listen to the show again. Find out what else is going on. God bless. We love you and take care.